Hello, my wily artists. Today we're going to focus on value, and I'm going to get some yummy snacks in my belly. Okay, let's get started.
Hey everybody, welcome to Storyline Online, brought to you by the SAG-AFTRA Foundation. My name is Chris Pine, and today we are reading the wonderful book, Clark the Shark, written by Bruce Hale and illustrated by Guy Francis. Let us begin. In all of the wide blue seas, in all of the wide blue world, the top school for fish was the Theodore Roosterfish Elementary. And of all the fish, Theodore Roosterfish, the biggest and the strongest was Clark the Shark. Clark loved school, and he loved his teacher, Mrs. Inkydink. He loved to play upsy-downsy, spin-a-majig with his friends. Clark loved his life. School is awesome, shouted Clark the Shark. Less shouting, more reading, said Mrs. Inkydink. Lunchtime is sweet, yelled Clark the Shark. Munch your own lunch, said his best friend Joey Mackerel. Recess rocks, bellowed Clark the Shark. You're playing too rough, Clark, cried the other kids. Yes, Clark loved his life with all of his sharky heart. But he loved everything way too much. He was too loud. He was too wild. He was just too much shark for the other fish to handle. After a while, no one would play with Clark. No one ate lunch with Clark. No one sat with him at circle time. Even his best friend, Joey Mackerel, said, "Cool your jets, Clark. You're making me crazy." One day, Clark asked Mrs. Inkydink, "What's wrong with everyone?" Mrs. Inkydink, she patted his fin. "Clark, sometimes you play too hard. You munch too hard. Gosh, you even help too hard. But life is so exciting," said Clark. "There's a time and a place for everything," said Mrs. Inkydink. "And sometimes the rule is stay cool." At recess, Clark tried to stay cool, but he pushed the swing with too much zing. "Oh, sorry," said Clark. "I forgot." "Yikes!" cried Joey Mackerel. At lunch, Clark tried to stay cool, but everything smelled so good, he munched a bunch of lunches. "Oh, sorry," said Clark. "I forgot." "We're starving," said his friends. And in class, Clark tried to stay cool, but a good book got him all shook up. "Now, Clark," said Mrs. Inkydink, "this isn't the time or the place. Tell me, what's the rule?" "Stay cool," said Clark. "Hey, that rhymes," he cried. Then Clark got a big idea in his sharky head. "Maybe if I make a rhyme, I'll remember every time," he thought. The next day, he put his plan to work. In class, when lessons got exciting, Clark wanted to bounce up out of his seat. Instead, he told himself, "When teacher's talking, don't go walking." And what do you know? It worked. "Attaboy, Clark," said Mrs. Inkydink. Clark smiled. "Wow, lessons are fun." At lunch, everything smelled so yummy. And when Clark wanted to eat and never stop, he told himself, "Only munch your own lunch." And it worked again. "Way to go, Clark," said his friends. Clark grinned. Lunch is fun." At playtime, Clark told himself, "Easy does it, that's the way. Then my friends will let me play." And playtime was fun. Once more, Clark loved his life. But then, a shadow fell across the playground. A ginormous shadow with tentacles galore. It's a new kid and he looks scary, cried Joey Mackerel. Swim for your lives! The squid squashed the slide and it snapped off the swings. Oops, my bad, said the new kid. Wait, said Clark. He just wants to play. Let's find a way. And he swam at the new kid with all his might. Clark played harder than he ever had before. Upsy downsy, spin him a jig. Why, he even made up a new game, Tail Wumpalumpus. Wow, that was fun, said the new kid breathlessly, and he settled down. Now, if you want to come to school, you gotta stay cool, said Clark. That's right, Clark, said Mrs. Inkydink. And thanks for taking care of our new classmate, Sid the Squid. Hooray for Clark the Shark! Everyone cheered. That night, Clark's mother asked, "What did you learn at school, dear?" "Oh, there's a time and a place for everything," Clark said. "Sometimes you stay cool. But sometimes a shark's gotta do what a shark's gotta do." The end. That was Clark the Shark, everybody. I think it speaks to all of us. It talks about how we all want to do what we want to do, right? We want to be ourselves, and we want to yell when we want to yell, and play and laugh and have a good time. But as Mrs. Inkydink said, there's a time and a place for everything, and there's a time and a place to be considerate of other people's feelings. I think the lesson is be considerate. Thank you so much for watching Storyline Online. Make sure to check out all of the other stories. Keep watching and keep reading.
Okay, now that you have everything in front of you, let's start with our paper vertically. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to find not the middle of your paper, but a quarter way down. So find the middle of your paper, just like that. Then from the bottom up, move both fingers equally, the same speed, and put a dot. So let's do that again. Both fingers equally and put a dot. So start with the middle, and put a dot there, and then we're going to draw an imaginary line across, and we're going to put a line right there. That's going to be the edges of your shark. Now make an imaginary, like you're going to make an A, a letter A, all the way up, but we want to leave some room for the top for our sky and our waves. So I'm going to put a dot right about there, and just as much space as you want. We want to make our shark most of the usage of our whole paper. So you kind of can see that there is a start of a letter A. So we're going to go all the way up, connect your 3 dots, except the bottom piece, and we're going to curve it just a tiny bit, and we're going to go all the way back down to our other dot. And mine's not going to be perfect, but that is okay. Just like that. Do not connect the bottom dots. It kind of looks like we're starting a heel or starting an A. Now let's make 2 big eyes for our shark. You see that I have a line going through that, and that is just fine because we're going to color it in. Then let's make a little texture line, another little half circle right there, and we're going to color that in. Again, your eye for your shark can be wherever you want, preferably in the middle of the line, but it really doesn't matter. It's your shark. Now let's try to make a matching eye on the other side. Same thing. It's a little bit bigger, but oh well. Make a little texture line, and we're going to color that in with your marker, or again, if you have a black crayon, that works too. Okay. The next step is we're going to make waves from your ocean, but we want to leave enough little bit of room for the sky. So make some little loops. I like to make loops to kind of give it some variety. Just like that. Waves are not perfect, so we're just going to go all different kind of ways. You have a different way to make your waves. Go right ahead. Now we're going to add a couple little fish. Oops, I forgot his little tiny loops for his nose, his nostrils. There we go. Now, there's other sea creatures in the ocean, and go ahead and do whatever kind you want. I'm just going to add a couple little sharks here, fish here. A couple little loops for his tail, and a little fin, and his eye, and a little tiny texture mark there for his eye. Okay, make a bunch of little bubbles. Again, you can make texture marks inside of the bubbles. And if you want to make jellyfish or whatever, what else is in there? Sea turtles, whatever you want. But remember, make sure your shark is the main focus of our paper. Just like that. There we go. And I think I'll just stay with my two fish. Kind of like they're going after him. And some bubbles. Just like that. Okay, now for the crayons. Or you can use colored pencils. I'm going to get the colors I want out, which is gray for the shark. And I'm going to use kind of a green for the ocean and a light blue for the sky. And maybe some orange for the fish. Today we're going to work on value. And value, again, is darker and lighter of a color. So my ends of my shark, I'm going to press down harder on my crayon to make a darker color. And again, I'm showing value on my edges of my shark. And as I go in closer to the middle or his belly, whenever I have seen a picture of a shark, I always see that the bellies are more of a white. So the ends or the sides of my shark are a darker gray, and I'm going to go in towards a lighter gray or an even a white. The harder I press on my crayon, the darker my color is. And we're going to fade in towards the middle. So the lighter you go on your crayon, the lighter the color. So I'm going to go, not press so hard now, and I'm going to go towards the middle, and you can see my color of my gray is getting lighter. I'm going to fade that in. Again, we're working on value, which is showing the darkness and lightness of a color. So go ahead. I want you to work on your value of your shark. Put dark where the places you want dark, and light in places you want light. Do the same thing to your sky, to your ocean, and to your fish. Remember, where you want to show a little bit of detail, press harder on that crayon. Show your value is darker, and then press lightly to show a lighter value. Okay, go ahead and color your picture and come back. Okay, we are now finished coloring our paper. We want to set that aside and get out another piece of white paper. And what you're going to do is you are going to put your paper vertically or actually let's do it horizontal. Horizontal, and let's fold that paper in half. And we're going to make a crease. Do the best you can. Make a crease right there down the middle. When I open this up, take your scissors and cut along the line. We're just going to use 1/2 of our white paper and set that other piece of paper aside for another project that we might do later. So we have this piece and set that other one aside. Now, this is where it might get kind of tricky. So we're going to fold our paper up again. And we're going to make a crease right down the middle. And you'll see it opens up. We don't want to do any more cutting. So we folded it in half, and now we're going to take that top piece and fold it down to the fold and make a crease. So now you can see it has 2 folds on your paper. We folded it in half. Then that top piece only, you fold it down towards you again, and that gives you another fold. Okay, now take a pencil and make a line right up top there. And that's going to be where our mouth is going to stop. And you'll see in a minute what I mean by that. Okay, so when I open this up, I will have a line there from my pencil, and I'll have 2 folds. Okay, so go ahead and fold that back up. Now take your marker or your crayon, black crayon, whatever you have, and we're going to draw a line all around our folded paper. Let me show you what I mean. As close as you can to the edge. So we're going to make a line all the way up as close as you can to the edge. Turn your corner and go all the way down and jump up from that fold and continue all around your paper, and this is going to be the shape of our mouth. Okay, just like that, and seal off that rectangle shape. There you go. Now let's work on getting this big guy some teeth. Now some of my teeth may have some chips in them, or some may be missing, whatever you want. The important thing is to keep your paper folded, and we want big teeth. So maybe this one has a chip, and this one might be plain, but you'll see my size proportion, how big my teeth are. We don't want a shark with itty bitty teeth. We want some big monster teeth. Now have them go all different ways, because sharks have teeth that go everywhere. I know there's no dentist in the ocean, so we want them to go all different ways. Some more little cracks and missing pieces, big different diagonals of teeth. So you do it however you want, but make sure those teeth are big. And then maybe we have a little baby one right there. There we go. There's our mouth. Now, let's open him up and get some snacks and some yummy food inside there. You'll see where my pencil mark is, and in between these 2 sections, that's where my snacks are going to go. So I'm going to draw a cupcake. You can draw whatever you want. I'm just giving you suggestions. You can follow me or you can make your own. I'm going to make a cupcake, and I'm going to make a circle in the middle for the cherry, maybe a rainbow on the other side of that, some squiggle lines for the icing, and I like sprinkles. I'm going to do some sprinkles on there. And we're going to go 2 lines down for our cupcake. and then a kind of a curved half circle. And we're going to add some texture marks for our cupcake paper. Hey there, my shark ate a full big old yummy cupcake. Okay, now I'm going to have him eat a hamburger. My hamburger might have an olive on top, kind of like an hors d'oeuvre. So I'll do a little olive with a little texture mark and a toothpick going through there so it'll stick on the bun. Make kind of like a half moon for my bun of my hamburger. Connect it just like that and add some some sesame seeds. Now you can make ice cream cones, candy bars, whatever yummy snacks he's gonna eat. And make some squiggle lines for some lettuce here. And then maybe my hamburger patty, and my 2 slices of cheese, and maybe a tomato hanging out. If you want to use how I showed you how to do the cupcake top, you can do the same kind of top and make an ice cream cone. You can just be very creative. Make whatever you want, but we want to make our snacks pretty big. Okay, there's my hamburger. Now I'm going to make, some cookies. I'm going to make 2 oval shapes. I'm going to make 2 big old cookies right there. And kind of connecting each other. And you'll see that one is in the back of the other, and you can't see the back of that. And you just kind of go off of that first one. Yeah, I'll make some chocolate chips. And after all that, I need some breath mints. So I'm going to make some candy. Make maybe some wrapped candy that he ate. You can add suckers and, what other yummy stuff? Donuts, lollipops, popsicles, brownies, whatever you want. Fill that mouth, but don't go past your line. Okay, fun. I'm just about done with my snacks in his mouth. Now we're going to color. Now when you color this whole thing, the mouth of him, remember we're going to concentrate on value. So the bottom of your pictures or the sides, color that. Press on your crayon just a little bit darker. So I have some pink icing here, but I'm going to press a little bit darker on my sides. So go ahead and have fun coloring this. Do the very best work you can. For mine, I'm going to color the background of my snacks. I'm going to color it purple, but you can color whatever you want. We don't want to leave anything white. And then we're going to go through and we're going to color his mouth black, because we don't leave anything too much white. We want to show his teeth being really white. So we want to focus on those teeth. So go ahead and color. Remember value and do the very best work. Ooh, that was a lot of coloring, but so worth it. I added a little bit of pink around the sides of my mouth, and you can do that too. So now get your shark. Put that in front of you, and we're going to place our mouth towards the end of our shark. Flip that mouth all the way over while it's folded. Do not open it up. So we're going to glue just that one little bit. Don't open your folds up, or his mouth won't open. So flip that over and go towards the bottom of the paper and stick that on there. So now, since you did not glue the folded part, it will open up and all of his yummy snacks are inside. Just like that. Can't wait to see what your shark ate. I'm excited to look at those yummy snacks. And as always, I hope you had fun and do not forget to sign it. Bye-bye, friends. Sure hope you had fun practicing value and making some snacks. Well, I sure thought they were tasty. Okay, see you next week, friends. Bye-bye.